What's going on with Oasis Community Housing? Anyways, I guess it's a very busy time generally for you and for the team, Joe. Yeah.
It's a really busy time on all fronts because it's a really busy time for the project. Christmas is a really triggering, challenging time for a lot of people who are in short-term accommodation, certainly for people sleeping on the streets. You've got those kind of dual pressures of the weather really turning,
Mm.
um, and just the constant dampness in the air. I think it's not even just the cold; it's the dampness. I was out on outreach last week early in the morning, about 20 to 6. I started. And going around and chatting to a few people. And it wasn't raining, but and the whole air is just thick with damp, and it's just it's really difficult because people go to sleep cold and they wake up cold. But then on top of that, Christmas is a time for family. Christmas is a time for togetherness. It's a time for gifts and warmth and joy and all these lovely things that a lot of us look forward to are just constant reminders. If you are homeless or if you're in, a hostel, so you are housed, but it's not a home. That you're not part of that. It's another reminder that you're separate or you're outside or you're not really included in those things, which is a really difficult time. So projects are really busy. And then on top of that, the fundraising and communication teams are really busy because it's a really, really big time for us to try and get in the money that we need to kind of get us through the year as well.
Yeah, no, sure. We'll get onto this initiative that we've got going at the moment in just a second. But yeah, the weather is definitely it plays its part, doesn't it? It's kind of like a bit smoggy now, isn't it? It's a weird kind of
Yeah.
time, like you say, and very tricky. For those that are out having to stay out all night as well. It's bad enough me standing at a football match and know how cold it really is. So it's quite shocking we've got to help these people clearly, and you do a cracking job there. Have you found that the weather and maybe the social and economic climate has increased numbers a little bit, Joe, or has it been kind of like quite static anyway?
We are seeing an increase in need, and what's really distressing is seeing people who are in work, who have jobs or in employment, and are still. We've had two people that just come to mind right now who we've worked with very recently, who were sleeping on the streets. So they weren't even in. Cause sometimes we work with people who are with landlords, and it's a really difficult situation. It's not great housing, but they're not homeless in that same sense. But we've had two people sleeping on the streets who had jobs. And that's really difficult, and particularly when you put all those compounding factors of things like 0 hour contracts, temporary contracts, and people having less and less rights, it's hard to get on the property ladder. It's hard to pay your bond with a landlord, and to have good references if you've been in and out of really short-term work. So it's really upsetting to have somebody had somebody who was sleeping purposefully in sight of a clock, like there was a town clock, like on the town hall. And he was sleeping so he could see the clock, so he could get up in time to go to work. And he was just on the streets. It's really difficult.
Yeah, no, sure. You're bang in the middle of I mean, obviously you have various initiatives going throughout the whole year anyway, and no doubt Gareth covers a fair amount of those. But there's one in particular you're part of the way through. Tell us a little bit about the Big Give Week and what's going on there and how people can get involved, Joe.
Yes, we've got just over 24 hours left. It closes tomorrow at 12 o'clock, 12 noon. So it's the Big Give Week, and lots of charities are taking part. So, if there's a charity you already really care about, then, check them out and see if they're doing it. Because what it means is you apply for a fund, and if you get the fund, every donation you get during 7 days gets matched from the fund. So if somebody donates £10, we get another £10. If somebody donates 20, we get another 20. And you can do the maths on the rest. But it's really, really good opportunity for people who are interested in charities and who care about homelessness, because it means that £50 that you might think that's a nice donation at Christmas is suddenly £100, which absolutely makes a massive difference. So you just go on our website, and all of our links on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, the website all take you straight to this donation page. You put your donation through on the website and it will be automatically doubled, which is amazing. Brilliant opportunity for donors, brilliant opportunity for the public out there, and also a really fantastic opportunity for the people in our projects, because it means that every bit of support they're getting is being doubled. So it really makes a big difference to us.
Sure. I mean, yeah, amazing. Obviously, they've only got a few more hours. So when's cut-off point for this, Joe? When does this happen?
12 noon on Tuesday. So 12 noon tomorrow. I feel like when you say noon, it makes it sound like a cowboy movie, but yeah, 12 noon.
High
12
noon.
noon.
Yeah, high noon. So
I noon.
if someone's listening to this and they've got some money to contribute toward this, what's their money going towards then? Can you just briefly outline that for us specifically, as where that's all?
Yeah, it keeps our projects going, and it goes on the really, really little things like cups of tea. So when people come to the drop in, the first thing we do is we give them a hot cup of tea, and we have to buy that and pay for that, and so tea bags, milk, and then it goes on the bigger things. So it goes on like some little pack of stuff that you would get as a moving in pack. So when you first moved in, you need your tea towels, you need your bath towels, you need cutlery and crockery, and so if you donate 20-25 pound, that's going to help us go a long way for that. And when you donate more, it can do things like we sometimes pay for short-term emergency housing. So sometimes people will get something sorted on a Monday, but it'll be a Friday night and they're on the street. So if we've got the funds for it, we can pay to put them up in short-term housing over the weekend. So if you can afford £100, that's putting somebody physically off the streets for the weekend. Which is amazing. It's an amazing opportunity to be able to do that, and it means a lot to us when we go out to people on the streets and we know we've got the resources that week to sort somebody out to really make a difference.
Quite. So it's oasiscommunityhousing.org where people need to pop
Yeah.
along. Yeah, brilliant.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
I'm guessing you're taking some time out over Christmas, but new projects on the way for 2023. You've got your eye on a few of those, I guess.
Oh, honestly, it never stops. It never stops. We have a whole load of really lovely fundraising projects. We work really hard to involve the community all the time. So we're going out to churches, we're going out to schools. Around Lent, we always do a mile in their shoes challenge, which is really lovely for younger ones and for people within the church, because you just walk. You can choose, but the lowest level is just 1 mile a day during Lent. And every day you get a reflection, and it's either some Bible scripture or it's a lovely quote, or it's a quote from the project. So I always look forward to that. And then honestly, there'll be football, golf, the summer, walks, swims, on and on and on, an endless cycle of keeping our community involved to keep our projects thriving. Yeah.
Excellent. So all at the website, oasiscommunityhousing.org. Joe, let me probably be one of the first to wish you a happy Christmas, as I guess we probably won't speak between now and then. So have a good rest, and we'll speak again, no doubt.
Lovely. And I'd like to wish all the listeners happy Christmas, and thanks for all of the support that we've had off the Connect listeners. Has been absolutely, absolutely lovely. Particularly the social media support really makes that one little reshare of a tweet. We always notice it, and it really counts to us. So yeah, thank you very much, and hope everyone has a lovely Christmas.